Batman has encountered quite a few iconic threats over the years who have managed to leave their memorable mark on Gotham City and the Dark Knight. Unforgettable DC villains like the Joker and Bane have earned their elevated status in Batman's roster. They have not only left their mark on Gotham City, but they have dealt great personal harm to the Dark Knight. This ability to commit memorable crimes and attack Batman personally has made some of his villains even more iconic over the years.
Number 10. Harvey Dent was a close ally of Batman and friend of Bruce Wayne before he became Two-Face. Bruce Wayne didn't have many friends in his civilian identity, though he did count Harvey Dent among them. Dent was the district attorney of Gotham City, and he was one of Batman's first allies alongside Jim Gordon. Wayne and Dent's friendship struggled after it was revealed that Thomas Wayne had helped save crime boss Carmine Falcone's life in the past. Dent was disfigured by acid, which unleashed a dark inner personality. He became the criminal known as Two-Face, who based his decisions on the flip of his scarred coin. Batman and Two-Face have had a number of iconic showdowns over the years, even though Two-Face tried to reform and failed on more than one occasion.
Number 9. Poison Ivy has been a love interest and an ally but works best as one of Batman's deadliest villains. Dr. Pamela Isley has often found herself working alongside Batman as Poison Ivy in defense of the Earth. However, that is only one of the various roles she has played in Batman's life over the years. She first appeared as a villain with a dark obsession for the Dark Knight that turned romantic on more than one occasion due to her special pheromones. Poison Ivy's best costumes have shown how much the character has grown over the years. Her close relationship with Harley Quinn has further endeared her to fans. There have been many different versions of the character that have each left a mark on Gotham City, further highlighting her importance in Batman's rogues gallery.
Number 8.
The Penguin was a joke villain who eventually became a menacing criminal figure in Gotham City. Oswald Cobblepot never really stood out to fans initially during his criminal appearances as the Penguin.
He felt more like a joke villain with trick umbrellas and an obsession for birds that didn't always land with audiences.
However, over the years the character has been further developed into a well-rounded villain as well as an occasional foil to Bruce Wayne as well. The Penguin has also become a central figure in Gotham City's underworld as the proprietor of the Iceberg Lounge, which has played a role in a number of stories. The character has also been adapted to live action multiple times over the years.
He is set to lead a series on HBO Max, further showcasing Penguin's iconic status among other Gotham rogues.
Number 7. The multiple versions of Clayface highlight how iconic the character has become over the years.
There are a few DC characters who belong in a horror movie, which includes Clayface.
The first Clayface was a failed actor named Basil Karlo who wore a clay mask from one of his movies to kill his co-stars. Matt Hagen was the first shape-shifting Clayface who gained his abilities after exposure to a unique protoplasmic pool of mud.
Preston Payne later used Hagen's blood to cure himself, though he transformed as well into a monster with a death touch. Karlo would become one of the most well-known Clayfaces after he absorbed the abilities of the others.
Almost a handful of villains have used the name of Clayface over the years, which has earned the character a spot with the rest of Batman's most iconic villains.
Number 6.
Mr. Freeze gained emotional depth from the animated series which elevated the comic character. The villain's first few appearances as Mr. Zero set him up as an average but forgettable member of Batman's rogues gallery. His later appearances as Mr. Freeze were more comical than menacing, but everything changed for the character in the 90s.
Batman, the animated series reimagined the character in the Heart of Ice episode, which gave the character a new origin. Dr. Victor Fries used his cryogenic knowledge to freeze his wife Nora, who was dying from an incurable disease. He hoped to find a cure one day, though a tragic accident led to his transformation into Mr. Freeze.
His updated backstory elevated the character and made Mr. Freeze one of Batman's most tragic villains.
Number 5.
Catwoman's life as a thief resulted in an extended courtship with the Dark Knight that led to love. Selina Kyle was a gifted cat burglar who had witnessed Bruce Wayne's earliest debut as a vigilante. This inspired her to create her own identity as Catwoman with many different costumes over the years. This put her in Batman's path on more than one occasion. They quickly learned that they shared an undeniable attraction between them. Catwoman has turned into more of an anti-hero over the years as her relationship with Batman grew deeper. However, she has never fully abandoned the extravagant lifestyle that came with being a thief. Her past with Batman and her status as one of the DC Universe's best thieves make her an iconic and unique addition to the Dark Knight's rogues gallery. Number 4. Scarecrow's powerful fear gas allowed him to dive into the psyche of Batman like no other villain. Dr. Jonathan Crane had an abusive childhood that led to an obsessive interest in the power of fear. He became a gifted chemist and a twisted psychiatrist in order to learn more about fear. This led to the creation of his powerful fear gas. He designed his villainous Scarecrow persona in order to further test the effects of his fear gas on human victims. Scarecrow preyed on the darkest fears of his victims for his own interest. This obviously led to repeated encounters with Batman, who was forced to deal with Scarecrow's fear gas on numerous occasions. Crane kept improving his formula over the years, which threatened to psychologically break Batman and take over Gotham City in events like Fear State. Number 3. The Riddler is a brilliant villain and one of the few who are able to match Batman's intelligence. Batman is one of the DC Universe's best fighters with a number of high-tech gadgets. However, he is also a brilliant detective with a cunning mind. There aren't too many villains who are able to challenge that aspect of his crime fighting. One of the worst things about the Riddler is the fact that Edward Nygma knows he can sometimes outthink the Dark Knight. The Riddler was originally a bit of a joke, but he reached a new level of villainy during the Hush storyline. Nygma was able to figure out Batman's secret identity, which he used to instigate a personal attack on Bruce Wayne. The new 52 and DC Rebirth versions of the Riddler further solidified his role as a brilliant thorn in Batman's side. Number 2. Bane was the first villain to really break the Batman by destroying his body and killing his butler. While the character of Bane only first appeared in the 90s, he quickly made a name for himself in Gotham City. The Nightfall event saw Bane launch his attack on Batman by releasing Arkham's prisoners to weaken the Dark Knight. He then discovered his identity through simple observation, leading to his attack on Batman in Wayne Manor. Bane broke Batman's back in one of the best fight scenes from Nightfall. The pair have engaged in a number of powerful battles over the years that have furthered their rivalry. However, it was in the City of Bane storyline that the villain really left his lasting mark on Batman when he killed his loyal butler Alfred Pennyworth. Number 1. The Joker has earned his title as Batman's greatest enemy through frequent attacks on his allies. The most iconic member of Batman's rogues gallery is the Joker, who has a uniquely close relationship with the Dark Knight. The pair exist in a never-ending series of battles that have cost Batman greatly over the years. The Joker quickly realized that the best way to get under Batman's skin was to take out his closest allies and loved ones. The Joker brutally beat and killed Jason Todd when he was Robin, which devastated Batman. Todd eventually returned in one of the Joker's best costumes. The Joker then made it his mission to kill as many Robins as he possibly could. The character has also been adapted to live action, the most out of any of Batman's villains, proving his status as Gotham's top dog.